We now move on to our next session. Women have been breaking glass ceilings and pushing boundaries across industries, and the shipping and logistics sector is no exception. This field has seen remarkable women who have left their mark with dedication and resilience. Up next, we have a special address on the topic Women in Logistics Breaking Barriers. Please join me in welcoming Captain Akriti Barthwal, QHSE Superintendent at Synergy Navis Marine Private Limited, to the dais. Thank you. Applause, please. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody had their tea. A little break, that was well deserved. Firstly, I would like to thank BCCI for giving me the opportunity to stand over here. And I feel privileged to be standing here and presenting my thought lines and speak on the topic Women in Shipping. A topic that's not just very close to my heart because, yes, I am from shipping, but yes, it is a very crucial part into the industry. A thing that is very important for the growth of this industry. When I was asked to present my thought lines onto shipping, I had mixed feelings onto what to present because why? Because this involves past, present, and future. Past, I'm sorry for that. Okay, past, present, and future. Past, why? Because it involves my personal experiences, the challenges faced by the women in shipping, and the progress we are striving for. So I'll start up with the journey. I joined shipping in August of 2005 with Maritime Training Institute, the Shipping Corporation of India, as a pre-sea cadet. At that time, the presence of females or women was very minimal. In my batch only, we were 9 girls, all divided into 3 different training batches. So every batch had 40 students, out of which 3 girls were put up into 3 different batches. So from there onwards, it was very few females into the field. It was a male-dominated industry at that very time, and it was a bold step for we 9 girls who had joined shipping at that time. But later, yes, I did realize that very few of us will come up. And I continued my journey into sea, growing, sometimes proving my capabilities, credibilities. And after years of dedication, in 2017 of January, I got my command on board vessel Swarnakrishna, again owned and managed by the Shipping Corporation of India. I'll always be grateful to the Shipping Corporation of India, as that was the first company that gave us, the females, the women, the opportunity, the flow to grow, expand, and know our horizons. But I won't take it on to me only. Yes, it was the support of my family, my husband, who's a seafarer, who understood what is the pros and cons being your partner into shipping, and my family. Additionally, my son, who made this PPT, because I was on ship till yesterday evening, and I called him up. He's 10 years old. I said, I have to do some presentation. Can you make me a PPT? He said, okay, I'll do it. But he charged me 500 rupees. That's different. But he made it for me. So, now when it was me, personal, but now when I see after 2017, when I saw out of 9 girls, it was only me who could climb up and come to become a master. Rest 8 of my batchmates, some diversified, left shipping, joined something else, did there some other education, pursued something else. Few of them halted at the stage of a second officer or maybe chief officer, and they just outlined. But why was it? Why was it that what happened actually? There were few reasons that I could account for. One was, if you see 2004, 2005, 3, when women were initially coming into shipping till 2007 and 8, parents were very apprehensive. Relatives were very apprehensive. They had, the career path was not clear, the future was not clear, what our girls will do, what is the career, and how will they grow in their life. Then there were challenges on board. Needless to say, there were bitter experiences, there are bitter experiences. There was lack of inclusivity, there were gender biases. Then there was a sense of unacceptability. Though the selection criteria remains the same for everyone, and it does till today, still there was a sense of unacceptability on board for many female, which made them lose. And trust me, this was not only for my batch, that it was exclusive for 9 girls or the juniors who came thereafter and thereafter. The roadblock is still the same. And that is why this topic of women in shipping and how do we grow women in shipping is very crucial and very important. I'll give you a very latest example. 2019, January of 2019 was my last ship that I decided I'll do sailing and I'll leave. My son was growing up. He was 4, 3.5, 4. I thought, okay, I'll leave. From January 2019 till November 2019, 11 months, it took me to find a show job, or to land rather a show job. Why? Because companies in 2019 were also skeptical, hesitant. Though I was also a master mariner from oil tanker background, all throughout oil tankers, oil chem tankers, still companies were hesitant on taking a female master mariner. I had met so many people, I cannot tell you, from January till November of 2019 to land a show job. It looks easy now. Yes, it is. Now companies have opened up. And November of 2019, I was the first superintendent that Synergy gave me the opportunity to join them as a QHSA superintendent. I'll always be again thankful to Synergy that yes, they gave me the opportunity. They also means it took me rounds and rounds of interviews, tests to prove that yes, we have also come through the same channel of learning, doing the same vessels, same credibilities. But now where? Now where? Present? I don't know if it is going or not, but today when I stand in front of you, I can very proudly say that I'm the first female RightShip inspector from India that has been accredited by RightShip. December 2024 is when they decided that they'll give me the accreditation, and I think many more to come. But yes, the scenario has changed, and they have changed drastically. I go and meet girls. There have been initiatives by the government of India. You see, the government of India has come on front footing. Thank you, sir. Government of India has come onto foreign footing. There have been Maritime Indian Vision 2030. Then there has been okay. No, I have to go back. One more back. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So, Government of India has come up with many initiatives like Sagar Mein Samman, then Maritime India Vision 2030. Then there are notice number 7 of 2019, which I remember was guidelines on conducive work environment for females on board. Scholarship by MTT, Maritime Training Trust, has been one of the initiatives by DG Shipping. If you see for companies, there are companies coming up with DEI initiatives, going all out of the way, giving scholarship to underprivileged girls so that finances or financial blocks should not be one of the hindrances in them joining this field. Now, parents also, the seminars, the webinars that the companies and government is conducting parents are also now clear and they are open on sending their girls. And now it's not only officers. By 2012, 2014 and 15, we thought only female officers will be there. I've been meeting and getting the privilege to meet ratings and Indian ratings who are on board many of the chemical tankers, gas tankers. Those girls are ratings doing wonderfully fine. So it means given the opportunity, they are growing well. But again, there are few things. Oh, yeah. All said and done, everybody is helping and taking initiatives for the females to come into shipping, but still there is a stark reality to it. Less than 2%, still less than 2% of female makes up the global seafaring workforce. More women. When I close my eyes and I think there are more females that are coming into the field. Yes, the entry has been made very convenient and easy, but there are very few who are rising up to the top, to the managerial position or to the commanding position. They do come. I see so many girls who are coming up. So the entry level has become easy. Yes, they are entering, but then there is a gap where we are not seeing many girls going to the management level. And biggest hurdle, trust me, comes when the female is seeking for promotion, leadership responsibilities, or access to value added course. It is still there. It is one of the realities that promotions are still a hurdle when a female officer is accepting it, be it ashore, be it on ship. So the issue is not only recruiting women into shipping, but it is retaining them, helping them grow to a leadership role, so that the gender equality or the equity that we are aiming for should be a reality. As an industry, I feel we should step up and take responsibility. Yeah. Oh, thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah. To make true gender equality, the shipping and logistics, the companies need to come together. Oh. And we need to create a work environment which is very inclusive and which the women can lead. We can give them the scope, the platform to learn and to inspire to next generation. As it's said, the change starts within us, which should start supporting, mentoring, and uplifting female women in shipping. I would like to finish up my thought line with one of my favorite Urdu poets. I was reading his book while I was coming here a few days back. It is Nida Fazli. I'll just would love to share it with everyone over here. सफर में धूप तो होगी जो चल सको तो चलो, सभी हैं भीड़ में तुम भी निकल सको तो चलो, किसी के वास्ते राहें कहाँ बदलती हैं, तुम अपने आप को खुद ही बदल सको तो चलो, यहाँ किसी को कोई रास्ता नहीं देता, मुझे गिरा के अगर तुम संभल सको तो चलो, कहीं नहीं कोई सूरज धुआं धुआं है फजा, खुद अपने आप से बाहर निकल सको तो चलो, यही है जिंदगी कुछ ख्वाब चंद उम्मीदें, इन्हीं खिलौनों से तुम भी बहल सको तो चलो. Thank you.
Request Ms. Pinky Mehta and Sri Jalota to kindly come on stage for the presentation. Thank you.
Really very.
Very good, very inspiring. Take a minute, you come in the middle, and we'll all three will have a photo together.
Captain Tyagi ने बोला, you speak also very